What was the one thing I would change in this movie to make it better? And welcome back, Desk Poppers, to another movie review. Today I'm joined by Daniel. We're just fucking around. We'll take the part out.
I think you mean...
And today we're going to be reviewing Oppenheimer in all its glory. Non-spoiler and then spoiler. So if you haven't watched the movie, go watch it. It is a 3-hour-long movie.
Take snacks.
Well, I was going to say don't take snacks, don't take water. You know, I'll bring it up in the theater experience. But first, we're going to do the letter grade. You know, I love to compare to what the media, to what the people had to say. Mm-hmm. So Cinema Score gave it an A. So that's everybody who watched it initially, like the first weekend.
Yeah.
So on Rotten Tomato, the critics gave it a 94%, and the audience gave it a 92%. So it seems to be very well received by everybody, which is very, very rare for a movie. I mean, I don't know how rare, but this is like really, really well received.
It feels rare this year.
What's your grade on the movie?
I'm agreeing with everybody else. I'm going to give it an A.
Oh my God. You know what? That's crazy because I'm going to give it an A too. You know what? I was really debating because I wanted to give it an A+. But I felt like I was debating so much about if it deserved to be the number one movie of the year that I was like, the number one movie of the year for me, I wouldn't have to debate this much about it, you know? Guys, there is one thing that I would change in this movie to give it an A+, and we'll talk about it more towards the spoiler side of it. That way we don't spoil the movie. But there's definitely one change, one thing that I feel like would have really made this movie less confusing and just a better movie overall.
Yeah.
But hey, it's so an A. It's so amazing movie. Well, how did you feel about the 3-hour movie? Like
I did not. It didn't feel like 3 hours. Even though I sat in a crowded theater and I should have used your ticket to
AMC, the A-list?
The A-list, so I can sit by myself because I saw next to some old couple.
I don't know if this is allowed. Who was
fucking munching the whole time.
But when I get the AMC A-list, sometimes I'll get him a seat even though he's not coming, so nobody sits next to me. I don't know if anybody else does that who have friends who have also AMC A-list, but I do that. I really, really do. Well, then let's talk about the theater experience because we both went a week after the movie came out.
Yeah.
It's packed.
Packed,
bro. I tried looking for other movie screens and all that. Everything was packed, bro.
I looked at 4 different theaters. Every single one was sold out. Even the early mornings, all the way up until the nighttime. And
I took a seat at the very end, and there was like 2 seats, so I took the last one, hoping nobody would sit next to me. Nobody did.
Yeah, no, I took the very end seat at the very top too.
Yeah, and somebody sat next to you.
And someone sat next to me, and they were eating the whole time.
Oh my God, bro! You know what's funny? So you know there was a guy next to me, not next to me, but like
on the other side.
Yeah, chair over, right? As the movie's about to start, he looks at me, he puts his fist out, he's like, Oppenheimer. And then like I give him a fist pump, and I was like, okay, like that's a little weird. Well, I mean, okay, people are passionate. It was a great like experience. Also, at the end of the movie, when it ended, guess what he did?
Clap.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was expecting people to clap in my theater too, but nobody did.
No, he clapped, and he got a couple other people to clap, but like it was he clapped and everybody noticed, and so I guess a couple.
Cool. They wanted to be alone.
I don't know, bro. It was a little weird. Even when I went in, like Sea of Pink too, you know? So it was both movies.
Oh yeah, when I went over there was some girls wearing like some hardcore like dresses.
Yeah, man. And even when we came out, the Barbie movie was coming out too, which I'm surprised, you know, because I was like, damn, it's not a 3-hour movie, you know? Like,
yeah.
So I saw, the Barbie side come out from the other side. So you just see this wave of pink and then this wave of black.
Yeah.
Just walking out. It was just a cool thing to see. MVP of the movie. Who was the best in this movie? Who did you enjoy watching? Who do you think really carried the film? Or was it a pleasant surprise?
MVP, I think I'm going to just give it to, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Cillian Murphy as Oppenheimer. But Robert Downey Jr. was a pleasant surprise. Was a close second.
I think one of the surprises, because I mean, we don't really watch trailers, but I don't even think the trailer showed how much.
I didn't realize he was in it. It took me like a couple scenes to realize. Hey, I was like, oh, hey,
that's Iron Man.
Yeah.
That's him. That's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
No, I'm surprised at how much he was in this. Like, he was a central piece. Like, pretty much the second to Cillian Murphy's character, Oppenheimer.
And Matt Damon was another one that was a pleasant surprise.
All right, so my MVP, I'm definitely going to give it to Cillian Murphy as well. I think this really puts him into Oscar nomination conversation.
Definitely.
I even think Robert Downey Jr. could get like a best supporting actor from this. I think award season coming around in January, I think this movie's going to be talked about a lot. We'll talk about it in the spoilers, but it was such a great cinematic movie. I will tell you that with the pacing issue with me, there were moments that felt slow, but it would pull you back in. So like I'd be an hour into it and I'm like, damn, there's still 2 hours. How is that possible, right? Nah. And then it pulls me back in, right? And then at the 2 hour mark, I was like, damn, there's still an hour left. Yeah. And then it pulled me back in, and we'll talk about that in the spoiler.
The part that got me a little at the beginning was when he was going from like university to university at the beginning.
Yeah, it was a little confusing, right?
It was a little. It kind of threw me off a little bit. Like I didn't get like into it until like the 20-minute mark or whatever.
No, we'll talk about that in the spoiler, but I 100% agree with you on that part, and that's why I didn't give it an A+, because I was like, the beginning did feel a little incoherent. We have a chance to compare it to Barbie. Barbie made like 160 million first weekend. Oppenheimer, I believe like 80 million or something like that. It exceeded
opening weekend?
Yeah, it exceeded expectations. I definitely do think Barbie's going to make $1 billion, but we're not here to talk about Barbie. We're here to talk about Oppenheimer.
I heard they're already at like 600.
Yeah. How much do you think? You think Oppenheimer can get at least $500 million?
I think so.
Well, it's rated R, so usually rated R movies are harder to like make money.
Yeah, but I mean, for like the worldwide audience, I think it's like a little harder to get up there, you know?
Yeah, well, especially because it's like it's about American history, bombing another country.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's banned in Japan. And
yeah, I mean, look, man, American propaganda. Would you consider this American propaganda?
Yeah, I would say in a way, yeah. Yes.
Yes. Today's sponsor, guys, as always, Best Pop, guys. It's us.
Yeah.
Thank you. This might be one of the last videos you see
with this setup.
Who knows?
So just take it in.
Take it in. Subscribe. Like the video if you're enjoying it. It definitely helps. Share with your Mima, because this might be the last time you see Mima or hear of Mima, because we're changing a lot.
We're hoping to make it look a little different, you know, just
something maybe.
You know, some light.
And guys, welcome back to the spoiler zone. And if you haven't watched the movie, go watch it. Come back, because we're about to spoil the hell out of the movie. I want to make sure I was tickling y'all's balls. I was letting y'all know what was the one thing I would change in this movie to make it better. We were talking about it pre-production. You were a little confused with the black and white, right?
I understand it now.
No, but it is confusing.
It's confusing because it throws you off. It goes from black and white and then back to color and then back to black and white.
And it seems like there's no rhyme and reason when you first watch it. But then I watched New Rockstar. I watched the video and it all made sense. All right. Can you explain a little bit what it's supposed to be?
When we're looking at it in color, we're looking at Oppenheimer's point of view. When it's black and white, we're looking at it in Louis Strauss's view, RDJ.
That makes a lot more sense.
Because he is a more black and white type of person. It's more to the rules. Not everything has to be, out there.
Yeah.
Let's just, black and white. That's why when we see it in his point of view, we see it in black and white.
And Oppenheimer is more of
a color. He sees it differently. He sees the.
He never really gave a definite answer to anything, right? Like his own beliefs. He would always say, "Oh, it could be this or this," or talking about other people.
Everything is always in theory.
Yes. And he never really talks about his own morals, his own beliefs. Yeah. Like when they would bring up, should we drop the bomb? He never really gave his own opinion on it the way we do here on Desktop. Yeah. So he never really fell on the sword, because he could never fall on the sword. And that's why a lot of people hated. And that's why a lot of people turned on him in the movie, because he never gave his own belief on everything. Even his wife would be like, fight for something, stand for something, like.
He's just like.
It's okay.
It'll work out. I also want to bring up, before we do anything else, there's one more point of view.
Oh, go ahead.
It's a small one. But
Josh Peck?
No.
Oh my God. Megan.
No. It's with his wife Kitty. We see her small point of view when he's getting questioned in by the AEC thing.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
You remember when he gets naked?
Bro, obviously, bro.
Yeah, that's her point of view.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And okay, so we get like 3 point of views.
Yeah, even though hers is like just a small, quick.
I'm not gonna lie, minutes, that part took me out more than the first.
That part made me laugh, because I was just like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. Well, it got me by surprise. Like the first scene, I was kind of expecting it, because I've heard about Florence Pugh's naked scenes in Oppenheimer.
I didn't remember at all. I forgot she was in the movie.
Even like right now, or.
No. I'm just saying, no. Like when I saw her, I was like, oh shit.
But yeah, so the first scene didn't really take me out. The second scene, I was like, oh shit, this is extreme. And then I looked at the kids who were in the theater too, and I was like, look away.
The parents were like, oh no.
Yeah. The one change that I would say, I do like that contrast, I just feel like it's a little confusing for the general audience.
Yeah.
I think it would have made more sense for the black and gray to be the future, like the point after the bomb goes off, and then the color be before.
I was gonna say flip it. Or not even have the color be after the bomb. Just because you know how they have their moments when they're talking back in time.
Yeah.
That should have been gray.
But then the whole movie would be gray because the movie.
Because it goes back and forth a lot, and that got a little confusing.
No, I know, but the movie's pretty much in the perspective of the court hearings, right? So they're doing the court hearings, and then they're talking about the past.
Yeah.
So that means the whole movie, from them like creating the bomb and everything, would be in black and white. And I just feel like that visual of the bomb exploding would be cooler seeing color, you know?
Yeah.
Because I thought the bomb going off in color was like amazing. It was a great scene. Mm-hmm. So that's why I feel like the future would be better for black and white, just because all you're doing is talking, court hearings, just this very dramatic moments in the future. So I feel like black and white would intensify the monologues that these actors and characters are giving, you know? Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it. That's the one change I would... If you agree or disagree, it's okay. I do like the point of views. Now that you brought it up, it does make sense.
It does make sense, like, now that you think about it.
All I'm saying for the general audience, I feel like it would be easier to grasp the idea of the black and white and color, what the difference is.
Also, they talked about at the beginning how we saw the fusion and fission. That's supposed to give us a little clue that it's supposed to be a different perspective.
Yeah, bro. So that confused. So we talked about it. The first 20 minutes, it took a little bit to get caught up to where the movie was trying to do. You know, when I first saw the first part, which I believe was fission.
Yeah, fission.
I was like,
I thought it was gonna be like certain like chapters.
Yes. So when the second one came up, like minutes after, I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
So I was a little confused. I think definitely the beginning of Oppenheimer is definitely a little confusing at the beginning, but it gets the ball rolling, and that's why I gave it a name. Cute little scene. Just talk about it real quick. It was really funny. So I don't know if you noticed that at the very first scene, he tried to poison his professor.
I heard that's not true.
Okay, so I heard. Where did you hear that from?
From his son.
Yes. Okay. Cool. No, not from his son. From his grandson. Or was it from his son?
One of the sons.
No, it was a grandson.
Either son or grandson.
it was definitely grandson, because one of the comments was like, who are we going to believe? People who were actually there, or the grandson that was born 40 years after his death? I kind of want to believe that he tried to poison his teacher just because.
It makes the movie better. But
no, there's no reason to put that in there.
But I also heard that there's no like actual evidence that ever happened. So.
Who are you going to believe? The not actual evidence, or people who were saying it? I like to...
Me gusta chisme. Yeah. But the people who were there were, what, 2 people in the movie? Like, at least in that scene, were only 2 people.
The way they set it up, I mean, the only real person that's going to know who poisoned him would be Oppenheimer, you know? Because nobody else would know. Like, you just throw the apple away. Maybe a homeless person eats it.
I guess when he told his wife, Kitty, did he tell his wife, Kitty? He was like, yeah, I tried to poison my...
Kitty.
My teacher. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? There was one scene where, what's his name? Leslie Groves, Matt Damon's character.
Yeah, General
Where
Groves.
he's like, you're not humble, you're not whatever. And then he's like, and you're a womanizer.
Yeah.
Like, my boy was a dog.
He was going in. And he's like, so you're not going to flatter me or something like that? But he brought it back at the end. He told Groves the same thing. He's like, I'm just a general. He's just like, I'm just a humble soldier. And he's like, you're anything but humble or something like that.
Yeah. We're talking about Leslie Groves.
Yeah, so he brought it back.
But I did want to talk about him being a dog, man. Well, kid, Emily Blunt, Florence Pugh, and then at the end too. So this was a twist where there was a woman that he was talking to like throughout the film.
The place he would stay at.
Yeah, and he was just talking to her, and we didn't see anything and then at the end of it, it was revealed that he was also having an affair with that lady. Yeah, he was
smashing with that girl.
Which I'm like,
I mean, we got a little sense of it when he was kind of like flirting with her at the little, you know, he was taking her drink and everything in front of his wife, Kitty, man.
And Kitty knows, because Kitty also knew about Florence Pugh.
He's a dog, man.
Bro, he's a dog. Well, I just want to bring up my boy, a dog. I didn't know he had it in him like that, but he did. Pretty much Oppenheimer gets into well, I don't know if you knew this or not. So the whole really problem that the whole movie was having was that they were scared that when they
detonate the bomb, it was going to destroy the world.
Yeah, it was going to keep a chain reaction that was going to go through the atmosphere and pretty much blow everything up, right? You know, I was reading up on that. They figured out early on that there's like 0% chance of that happening. Like, they were not scared at all.
Close to zero.
No. That's what the movie wants to tell you, but it was closer to zero than what you actually think it is, you know? Like they did the math and everything, right? And I forgot what element it needed to cause a reaction, but also it needed the atmosphere to be like 11 million degrees or something like that for it to like even reach a possibility of it doing that.
So we were always safe.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, it's the same thing. I don't know if you remember like 2007 when they were gonna smash two atoms together and there was like a chance that a black hole was gonna.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? I feel like the audience also like probably thought that was gonna happen, but they were like, no, there's like a very like small chance. You know, like what did you think about the scene of them blowing up the?
That was a fantastic scene, beautifully put.
I love the silence of the when
I really thought it was gonna be like a jump scare because
it was a jump scare. I got scared.
No, every now and then they would throw in like a loud noise.
Yeah, that's a jump scare, bro.
No, but I didn't get jump scared from it.
Oh, I did.
I was expecting it, but I thought it was gonna be a lot louder. It wasn't as loud as I thought it was gonna be.
Did you go to the IMAX?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, dude, I thought the IMAX was loud as hell. Like I
supposedly
really did.
It's a lot better to watch it in the 70 millimeter because it's like how it's supposed to be watched.
No, I know, but I'm saying like for the sound of it, the sound was loud in my theater, bro. When it was silent, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool," and then boom, and I was like,
"Dude, when it went silent, it was like silent. Like nobody talked, nobody did nothing. They were just like enjoying the moment. Like if we had watched that live,
yeah, it was. I think the best part of the film, and like we're just guys, so like explosions and stuff like that. That's very easy to keep us entertained."
No, but what was badass was the shockwave and the sound wave after that. I enjoyed because you get the different perspective of each group because you know how they reach further out. Yeah. The first one you get it the loudest and you feel the air and everything. The second one,
were those the people laying down?
No. The first one was Oppenheimer in the little bunker.
Yeah.
And then the second one was the people laying down. They felt it and heard it, but not as loud.
Yeah.
And then the third one was the guys in the cars.
I was expecting the window to shatter, honestly.
I kind of felt it too. I kind of thought about it too, but nah. But they didn't feel it as much, but they felt the sound wave, the shock wave, whatever. Rami
Malek was in it for a bit. I enjoyed his monologue. The ending when he pretty much exposed Louis Strauss, like that actually did happen. Out of everybody who betrayed Oppenheimer, I'm surprised Rami Malek's character is the one that helped him. Because he pretty much shut him down from like signing the petition or whatever, right? Like Oppenheimer was not gonna sign it. So I'm surprised Rami Malek, his character, like the real life whatever, was the one that had his back over everybody who worked with him, bro.
Hey, I was just gonna say the costume and design of everything. I'm looking at all the cast right now. I didn't recognize any of these guys.
So this guy, right here. Yeah. So Benny Safdie, he plays Benny. Oppenheimer pretty much got him to stay, said that he was going to work with him once a week. And at the end of everything, he still testified against him. Kitty, pretty much, wife. Yeah, it was like, I can't believe you shook his hand. I can't believe you did all that, right? Yeah. So at the end, when he was getting his prize and everything, he shook his hand, he went to shake Kitty's hand, and she just looked at him, bro.
Looked at him. She fucking dogged him.
That was my second favorite scene of the movie, bro. Emily Blunt played such a great character, and she, I don't know what to call it. She was what Oppenheimer needed. Like she was that other half of. Yeah,
she held him down.
Yeah, like she was stone cold. She that's what Oppenheimer needed during the proceedings and all that. And Kitty, Kitty, I think was the only one too that held her own during the hearing. Like when they were questioning her, like she really gave it to him. Yeah. The way that
she even threw it back at him.
The way that Oppenheimer should have, but he was just he had no balls.
He was weak.
It was weak.
Bro,
give me a second, bro.
This one, the guy that played the President Truman, Gary Oldman. I don't recognize him.
Oh, he played Truman?
Yeah.
No, bro. He played the president.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't recognize him either, bro.
Also, Ben Affleck's little brother, Casey Affleck, was in.
I noticed him. That's when I went to the bathroom. I did take one bathroom break during this movie, and I saw Casey Affleck, and I was like, you know what? I think I got time. I ran down and came back. Did you take any bathroom breaks in?
I did. I went before and after.
I went before too, bro. That's what pisses me off. Oh my God.
Also, Gustav Skarsgård.
Who's that?
That's a cool guy. I saw him. He was in the show Vikings.
All right, you see, we're on two different sides of the media. Oh, Devin, right here, Devin. He was in Diary of Wimpy.
But you motherfucker, that's the same person I was just talking about.
I don't think so. Devin Bostic.
Yeah, right here, Devin Bostic. You're like, oh, he got longer hair. It's literally the same picture.
Oh, I just want to give a rundown of the cast because it was really cool to see a lot of these characters that I've seen in other things, especially growing up, in family movies. You know, I'm like, damn, Nolan really went. Did you know Nolan? They brought up the guy from the Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and he was like, yeah, I love those movies. I was like, damn, Nolan out here watching Diary of a Wimpy Kid with his kids. That's great.
Also, his daughter was in the movie.
Nice. Who was she?
She was the one that got her face that was like peeled. That's his daughter. I do want to bring up the communist part because that's a big part of the movie. I didn't know there was such a big party here.
Well, it was a big party because you have to realize that communism isn't really what the Americans think it is. Like they just think about it in like Venezuela, Russia, y cosas, things like that where it failed.
Cuba.
But I think a lot of the people who are for communists are more for socialism, and I'm not saying everything should be socialized because we do have socialism like with the cops, with things like that. But I do think there's a couple things that would benefit from being socialized, like being like a group effort where people pay to have that part of society or whatever, like cops, firefighters, schools, stuff like that. Yeah. That like benefits society. But yeah, no, it was a big thing. I didn't really get that she killed herself until she did it because Oppenheimer was talking about how, and that was the last time I ever saw her, right? So I was like, I guess he just never went back, right? Oh, it's because she killed herself and he couldn't go back.
She might not have killed herself. Someone might have killed her. And I caught that because Nolan threw in a little I don't know if you noticed, but there's a black glove. There's a hand that like pushes her in the water. So it gives you the feeling that she might have killed herself or someone killed her.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you brought that up because honestly, especially during the 50s and I think this was the 40s because they were still working on the Manhattan Project. But like the communist thing was a big thing, like the Red Scare and all that. And like people were really scared that their neighbors were communists, that they were being watched and all that. So, what's a really cool story? Let me bring up this story. Happened in real life. So President Truman or whoever was the president at the time, you know how they were, this was top secret. Nobody was supposed to know, but the Russians knew, he had a meeting with who
Stalin.
Stalin. Okay, so he had a meeting with Stalin, and he was like, "Hey, man." Well, he brought it up. He was like, "Hey, man, the war might just end soon." And it was like, "Yeah, with that bomb of yours that you have." And Truman was, he did the same double take that you did, right? And he was like, "Oh shit, they know, So the Russians they had spies everywhere, and I think they brought up that there was a spy.
The spy at the Los Alamos.
Yeah,
it's the guy. What's funny is General Groves brought that scientist in, and he ended up being the
Groves was the one that couldn't be trusted, man. What the hell?
Well, I mean, he didn't know, but
but
he's the one that brought him in.
I don't know, man.
Let us know what you think of the movie.